Sanjay Kandrigula is joining me today from Gather25. So Sanjay, first and foremost, thanks for joining me today.
My pleasure. It's good to be here.
Let's talk about this because, I mean, again, I talked about this idea of corporate worship, but this Gather25 event is really taking this to a whole new level. What is Gather25 about?
So Gather25 is all about mobilizing the 2.5 billion Christians across the world, the church, not a church, but their church, to reach the 5.5 billion that are not Christian or don't know Christ. So that's the whole point. The whole point is for us to be able to pray, worship, repent, wherever there is a need, but also to mobilize into mission to share the gospel with people. That's the whole point of it. So it goes across the world. It's one of the first times this is happening. Thank God for technology. Technology is being used by Christians in a very good way, which is great. So this is going to start in U.S. Dallas, coming to New Zealand, goes to India, Malaysia, Romania, Rwanda, and ends in Peru. So 25 hours of live broadcast across the globe.
So that's the thing for people to understand as well. We're not just talking about kind of a thing that you make a part of your regular Sunday church service. This is a global, I mean, what would you call it? A global experience, a global church service, and empowered by some pretty impressive technology.
Yes, that's what it is. And at the end of the day, God has to move, and we're using the technology, and we are hoping, not hoping, we're believing that this would be a significant step in the moves of God that are to come. I'm not saying that this is the step, but I believe that this is a step.
Yeah.
Because we saw just last year, Send happened here in New Zealand. That was amazing. And then Open Heaven happened just a few weeks back. And then this is Gather. So when I look at this, I feel like God is up to something. God is doing something. He's setting things up, making sure that no one feels like they've missed it. The young people have done it. The local, and I think Open Heaven is happening right across the nation too in different cities. So God is up to something, and that's what excites me. And Gather25 happens to be one of those things globally.
So, and it's one of those things too that people should realize. If you hear places like Rwanda and Peru, and you think, but I don't speak Spanish or Rwandan. But there is an element to this too that means that the whole world can follow along at all times. And this is really amazing. So can you expand a little bit on how the technology is coming together here?
So the technology is amazing because it's going to be live broadcast all the 25 hours. But also what we're doing is, I think about 70 languages. They're using AI to translate into 70 languages of the world.
Live. Incredible. Incredible.
But also 14 languages are going to be translated live by people. So that's the whole point. So the whole idea is to make sure that no one feels that they've missed it. We're also going to tell lots of stories of what's happening in the church, in the world. We're going to hear some amazing stories of the persecuted church. We may not see the faces of the pastors, or some of the locations may not be revealed, but we're going to hear these stories. They've already been recorded, and it's going to be an amazing time where to hear the moves of God right across the world. And it's going to be exciting. It has to mobilize. My prayer is that it'll mobilize every Christian into action.
And so what are people going to experience when they tune into this stream in particular?
I think just the fact that that there are billions of people, millions of people that we are engaging with, and to be open to say, God, what are you saying to me? I think that's the heart that we come with, and say, God, what are you doing? Do something in my heart, not just watching it, or not just, I say I'm being part of it, but I say, hey, going into it with an open heart and saying, God, do something in my own personal heart for me to be mobilized into mission. That would be one thing that would be amazing.
Tell you what I love about this, and you mentioned even things like Open Heaven as well, how it brings the faith back to the main thing. Like the main thing is the main thing. And when people have, we've got our own streams and denominations and whatever words you want to use, but for something like this, I mean, it's accessible no matter what church you may come from and the finer points of your beliefs, knowing that Jesus is the center of our world and that he calls us to go out and reach a hurting and dying world. That is something that we can all get in behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons why I think this is so great.
This is amazing. And also the way that you can be a part of this is, Lord, we call them broadcast locations. So there are about 7 broadcast locations in different continents. But also you can we call them gather groups. So you can gather with your friends or family and you can watch, but also there will be moments when you get to pray together as a group and stuff like that. There are some churches which are hosting them. Windsor Park in the North Shore, they are hosting as a church, and they're invited. They're opening it up for other churches or people in the North Shore to come together. But also, as we said, broadcast locations. Life Central is a broadcast location. That's where it'll be broadcast from. So from 4:15 onwards, we've got worship happening, and from there, it's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing. And so in terms of making a place for yourself, if you want to be along to one of these broadcast locations or just take part in general, Sanjay, what can people do if they want to make this a part of their plans for Sunday?
So this is on Saturday.
Sorry.
Andrew. On Saturday, what you do is from 4:15, as I said, it is at Life Central. So you can get your tickets. You need to get your tickets. It is free. It's a free event. But you need to get your tickets in so that you can register because there would be only so many seats. We don't want
fire safety is important in 2025. Exactly. Yes.
And all those things. So to make sure that everybody is comfortable and everybody is safe, we want to make sure that the tickets are all taken up and we haven't sold extra tickets and stuff like that. So there's still a few. So please do register.
Yep. So how do people do that?
You go to gather25.com/tickets.
Yep.
And you go to our location, that is Auckland, New Zealand, Auckland, and you can register yourself.
Yeah. So once again, everybody, that is gather25.com. We should say, by the way, there's also some pretty well-known I was going to say guests, but also just personalities within Christendom who are going to be taking part. Who's going to be at the Auckland event?
So the Auckland event, we've got Darlene Sheikh and Jad Julian. They're going to be worship leaders, and they're anointed, amazingly anointed. And they're going to lead us in worship. And then we've got John Tyson, known for his prayer and revival and stuff like that. So he's going to be one of our speakers. And then there is Louis Bonifacio. He is local, but he has got missions oozing out of him. He goes to countries where I'm like, why would you go to that country? But he'd be like, oh, God, how? Like, he is missions. And also he is part of the Pacific Nations where he wants to see the Pacifica people going into the globe, going into the world to share the gospel. So some amazing people. And myself, along with Jody Tolley from Church Unlimited, we're going to be hosting. So it's going to be incredible. It's going to be electric in the room. Because God shows up. Not because who's showing up, but it is because God is going to show up, because it says 2 or 3 gather. Will be more than 2 or 3. So
absolutely,
that's what I'm hoping for.
Look,
I'm
man,
sure.
It's so cool. And again, to see how even the technology supports it. You know, technology gets a bad rap these days.
I know.
But to see it come together for something like this, it's incredible. So once again, everybody, if you want to be a part of the live event in person, then gather25.com. You can go to tickets and then just select the local area here. But again, you know, even if people are, say, watching from their own homes and following the streams, they can do that via the same website. Yep. So gather25.com, everybody. Sanjay, thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of this. Hope it's incredible.
It will be. Thank you, Andrew. God bless.
Amazing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss the next video.
We'll see you in the next one.